Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review. And since I reviewed the kick-ass, badass action film that I enjoyed of the 1989 of The Punisher, now I want to get to another of the version of The Punisher, which I also really do enjoy. And as I aforementioned in my review of the '89 Punisher film, on my brother, how he disses a film, has not seen the film, but disses it because he didn't have the skull. But he would easily say he loves this film a lot more because he's watched this film like 50 times. So this next review is on the 2004 version of The Punisher, starring Thomas Jane, which my brother he absolutely loves. He loves this film to death. Like I said, diss a film for that. Because he doesn't have the skull. But he would say he loves this film more than that anyway, so like I said, that's how what my brother thinks on sometimes, but yeah. But The Punisher from 2004, which this, and I'm on my video, I have the poster here, and I really enjoy it of the Punisher with Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane, so like Dolph Lundgren, he's a good Punisher. He is. And Thomas Jane, on his own terms, he's also a really good Punisher as well. He's also Frank Castle too. And you get your villain is played by Howard Saint, played by John Travolta, which I thought he did a good job too. I enjoyed John Travolta from a lot of his movies he's done. Love him in Broken Arrow. Of course, with Saturday Night Fever, Grease, Face Off, he was good, but I prefer Broken Arrow. If you're comparing to John Woo, I like Broken Arrow more than Face Off. But I enjoy John Travolta. And the film is directed by Jonathan Hensleigh, which he's been mostly a writer, but he's directed a few films too. Like this was his directorial debut. And that was 2004, and then 2007 he directed a found footage horror film called Welcome to the Jungle, and then in 2011 the last one he did was called Kill the Irishman. But as a writer, he wrote on A Far Off Place. He wrote on Die Hard with a Vengeance, which I really love. He wrote on Jumanji, which I love. He was executive producer on Con Air, which I love. He wrote on The Saint, Armageddon. He was executive producer, as well as writer. Then he was executive producer on Gone in 60 Seconds, and then on Next, the 2007 film with Nicolas Cage. But I haven't seen Welcome to the Jungle or Kill the Irishman. But I'll say but I thought he did a really good job with this film. And as this film, By this time this video is being made, which is April 16th. I knew this film was released in April, but I finally looked enough. It was released on April 16th as well. So I know when this video is uploaded, it's not April 16th anymore though. But still, as this video is being done right now, it's April 16th. So yeah, I knew this film was released in April. I didn't know I forgot it was the 16th. So weird is that. So, but the film came out. Now here's the thing: during the times when the Marvel films were back then, unlike it is now, all the big money makers nowadays, I wondered if this film came out today with Thomas Jane as a Punisher, I think it would have made a lot more money than it did back in 2004. Because how Marvel is everywhere now, so and every single one has been big money makers. I mean, this film made somewhat of a profit, though, but not as huge. This film made about $54 million when it came out worldwide. If this film came out today with Thomas Jane as the Punisher, I think it would have made a lot more than $54 million worldwide. I would probably guarantee you that, because considering how popular Marvel films have been for the past 10 years. But I love Thomas Jane as an actor. I know ever since I first saw him in Deep Blue Sea, love him in Deep Blue Sea. This film, The Mist. Sadly though, he was. I hate the Predator from 2018. The Predator. You know, him was talking about like he had Tourette's. You know, like oh, boozy. Oh no, he says a pushover. And just I wish I prefer he was the lead or the guy who was in the bad guy in Logan. The lead guy in Predator. I wish Thomas Jane was the lead in that. He was wasted in the Predator. But I love Thomas Jane. He really did a great job as the Punisher. As Frank Castle. But with this one I have here, this is an extended cut right here, which contains like 17, so there's over 17 more minutes of additional footage. And as for the film itself, like okay, it's different. It's a little bit different. Well, it turns out the same way either way though. But okay, in this film. Well, in the '89 version with Dolph Lundgren, he used to be a cop, but and here well, you do get in part of this extended cut. You get like which I did not care for how it opens up with this. We have this extended cut. It has like a still animated like still shot, black and white when Thomas Jane was a soldier, but now he works for the FBI. I think you didn't need the that still shot animation opening. Well, it's in the not the theoretical, but this is the extended cut though. But we have your villain Howard Saint, played by John Travolta, and with his crime family. But there's this guy named Mickey, who has a assistant with him. He was one of Saint's boys, his sons, and Thomas Jane, who is as undercover FBI agent, doing a dealing, and he pretends get his shot to death, but then John Travolta's son gets killed in the crosshairs in the process, and feeling that they need to know who was responsible for this death of his son. And as we get more in the extended cuts, when Thomas Jane retires from the FBI to be with his family, a friend of his, who's been a friend of his for a long time, in this extended cut, not the theoretical cut, where he goes to this fancy casino because he has a gambling problem, and Howard Saint puts him in a position, and basically he rats out his friend. Yeah, so basically he rats out his friend, and the wife wants his family to die, and John Travolta has his friend named Quentin Glass, played by Will Patton. Which Will Patton I've seen in other films as well. Well, recently in the 2018 Halloween film, he was the sheriff, which he did nothing though when that crazy doctor kills him. Stupid. But I've seen Will Patton in other films though. But he plays as the friend of John Travolta. So, and then when Thomas Jane, Frank Castle, goes with his family, his whole entire family, at a family reunion. He is with his family, his wife and son, which the wife is played by Samantha Morton, which she was in Broken Arrow with John Travolta. She was the park ranger, Terry, who was with Christian Slater. She plays the wife of Thomas Jane in this. I was like, oh yeah, from Broken Arrow, and yeah, the Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah, she was Daisy. And at the family reunion, Thomas Jane's father is played by the late Roy Scheider. Roy Scheider from The French Connection, Jaws, Blue Thunder, Sequest, the television show Sequest. Really enjoy really love Roy Scheider. He's now passed away now. All the way back in 2008. Man, it's been that long. But Roy Scheider, I always enjoy, ever since from Jaws. But he plays Thomas Jane's father. And then when Will Patton on his King of Hitman, that shows the differences here. Yeah, it shows a quick shot of his family getting killed in a car explosion, but here it shows how his whole entire family, the whole Castle family, gets wiped out. I will say the origin story, how he becomes the Punisher. Before, like I said, I enjoy both. Get my words mixed up again. I enjoy both Thomas Jane and Dolph Lundgren's Punishers, but each one on their own little levels here. Like he's already the Punisher in the movie, but only like a quick origin how it became to be. But here we get the full picture of how he became the Punisher. Like his whole entire family got wiped. The whole entire family gets wiped out by by Howard Saint. And then Thomas Jane shoots one guy and then kills another with a propane tank, and then Roy Scheider he gets killed. Not before he stabs one guy in the back. One last effort. And then with Thomas Jane, his wife and son gets run over, and you get this is where I feel more bad for him. He just runs up to them and he holds their bodies, hugs them. He starts shooting, but runs out, and then he gets beaten, shot, and then he supposedly gets blown up, but he flies back in the water, and he gets rescued by this one guy who they mentioned from earlier. And some time has passed, because he has a beard. Some time has passed, and he picks up the shirt that his son had of the mark of the skull, and then you get that instant transformation of how he becomes the Punisher. And he tells the guy tells him, "Val Candil's castle, go with God." And then he says, God's gonna sit this one. God's gonna sit this one out. So yeah. And then he goes to this place where the three other people in this building. One of them is played by Rebecca Romijn Stamos. Well, back then when Rebecca Romijn used to be married to John Stamos. So back then when she was Stamos. And the other one, you have this one guy played by Ben Foster, which he's been in other movies as well. Like he was in X-Men 3: The Last Stand. He was Angel. But he was also in 30 Days of Night. He was the crazy stranger saying, that cold ain't the weather. That's death approaching. He was also in the sci-fi film Pandorum. But he's been in other films as well. And then I forget who the other guy's name who is also living with Rebecca Romijn Stamos and Ben Foster. And then with Thomas Jane goes to Howard Saint's building, has the people like dump all the money out, and before he gets the money for himself, and then shoots two of the guys, and then he does. I know that's another one thing. This film does not have as much action as this one film does. This film has like wall to wall action. I will say that I wish this had a little bit more action in this film. Actually, I'm gonna hold this one because I have to hold this poster up. So, I wish this film had a little bit more action though. But with the actions there, it's good. But I just wish it had some more action in it. I still think it's still good. Still good action still when it's there. Then he gets this one guy who plays the guitar, and then he gets to this car chase, and he flips over, and then the guy says, "You are one dumb son of a bitch. Bring a knife to a gunfight," and shoots But he has a knife that shoots the where you can shoot the blade out and gets around the guy's neck. And then or when you get to well, the favorite scene in the movie, which my brother, he loves this scene as well. Which he gets into that fun fight with wrestler Kevin Nash. He plays the Russian. And I thought it was still a very fun fight. You know, just Kevin Nash is beating the shit out of Thomas Jane. And like when he gets a knife and stabs Kevin Nash, he just stands there and smiles like with no pain. Or when Thomas Jane gets a grenade and Kevin Nash goes and swings right back at him, and he just stands there smiling as it explodes. Or just takes a freaking toilet and just hits him with it. Or when he gets another gun, and Kevin Nash goes and takes the dumbbell and just bends the gun barrel and just breaks him through a wall. And then when Thomas Jane goes and takes this hot pot of oil, just right into his face, makes his face all swell up, and ultimately pushes him down the steps and breaks his neck. So, and also the whole thing during the whole scene, which the fight scene is great. I love the fight scene between him and Kevin Nash, but the whole thing, the whole entire which my brother, he loves that song that was playing through this whole entire fight sequence. You know, the it doesn't work. It didn't work in that really good fight scene, you know. So my brother, he loves that song that was playing during the scene. Even my mother, because she likes this film too, and she liked that scene too with that song though. But personally, not me, because I think he didn't. The fight scene was good though, so just made me like ignore the song basically. So because I was having very fun with the fight. But so at the same time, I was ignoring the song as I was enjoying the fight. So, but still, I really love that fight with Thomas Jane and Kevin Nash. You know, just to see how Kevin Nash makes Thomas Jane look like a shrimp comparer in size. You know, and which of course in Kevin Nash, he used other films as well. Like of course he was in the longest yard. He was one of the prison guards, which that when he took those pills, like, oh, your nipples are sensitive, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, when the Shredder took the ooze, he made himself look bigger. It's called Super Shredder. That's Kevin Nash. But Kevin Nash, he did a good job as playing as the Russian. He's beating the crap out of Thomas Jane. So, but like I said, the opera song was not needed though. But like I said, I love the fight scenes. I was ignoring it. So, and then when Will Patton gets there and tortures Ben Foster by taking out his piercings, trying to get him to talk, and then Thomas Jane. Oh, you've wondered the whole entire time. I wonder if it's gonna stop. That you hear that? I think that's my brother's car going off. Sorry, that's a distraction. I didn't know that was going on. Because I was too busy talking and I was just... I don't know why that's going off. But, so I do apologize for this whole thing. You hear all that going over, so... Whenever it's going to stop. But, anyway... but then ultimately, when Thomas Jane gets out of that thing, he goes and takes one of those, those big blade paper cutters... Takes it and goes right in the middle of the guy's head, slams one of the guy's heads. That was another badass scene. And another scene where he blows up a boat full of money. Blood money, I should say. Okay, that is getting annoying, though. It is. Okay. Finally, it stopped. Because I was saying it was getting really distracting. It was concentrating for me not to speak out my words. Why, is it telling me not to stop because it's too good of a movie? Is that what this is? It's too good of a movie. Maybe is it wanting me to stop? No. But and where was I saying next? Which I forgot to mention where he was like fake torturing Mickey to because Mickey, he doesn't like the Saints at all, so he wants to help him. So he's doing a little mind tricking where he makes John Travolta's wife, makes it seem like she's sleeping with Will Patton. Like, first off, he's taking pictures with Will Patton, saying that he's gay. He's taking pictures of him kissing another guy, and then he's making it seem like he's sleeping with the wife is sleeping with Will Patton by planting a diamond earring on his bed, or where he's like doing this thing with a fire hydrant where he's making her she gets parking tickets. I mean, with a fire hydrant, I think it was kind of dumb though, but I mean, it was part of his plan to do the psychological or whatever, mind screwing whatever, but still with a fire hydrant still, but I can let that go though. And then ultimately, when John Travolta he thinks that his wife is cheating on him, he goes and kills his best friend, Will Patton, stabs him, and then with his wife, takes her over to a bridge and shows her the earring, and throws over the bridge, and she gets run over by a train. And then Thomas Jane, Thomas Jane does a little narration. Is like, with his little memoirs or whatever. He's like, Frank Castle's dead. This is not vengeance. Vengeance is not like a motivation. It's an emotional response. This is not vengeance. Punishment. And he has the see, yeah, people think, oh, he has the skull, and people give shit with Dolph Lundgren, oh, he doesn't have the skull, especially my brother, but still, Dolph Lundgren did what the Punisher is supposed to do. He punishes the criminal. He punishes the guilty. Doesn't matter if he has the skull or not. But still. And he kills a couple guys, and Thomas Jane kills a couple guys with some arrows, and he puts like a small bomb into a bottle of champagne, and then he gets him with his gun, kills some more guys, and then one other guy, he shoots one guy in the foot with that same guy. He sticks a knife and puts it right through the guy's neck. You see the blade in his mouth like this. That was a badass move right there. And then with Howard Saint's other son, he's pinned down, and then he's like, you ever try Symmetrics? This ends up personal mine weighs about 8 pounds. Not much. But try holding it with an outstretched arm. Hell of a workout. And it's funny that oh, don't let me do this. Help, please. I'm like, you help kill his whole entire family. Now you're begging for your life now. You're gonna die. For pay for what you have done. I was like, when you do something like horrible like that, and all of a sudden you're begging and say, oh, please. That shit ain't gonna fly. You're dead. And then he goes after with John Travolta, shoots him, and then tells him, oh, I made you kill your best friend. Shows him the pictures and the earring. Made you kill your wife. And then he doesn't kill him. Well, he doesn't shoot him again though. He takes some starts one of the cars and drags off, and then he pushes a button, all bunch of cars are exploding. He put bombs everywhere, and then he gets burned, and then he gets burned to death. And then it's cool. It is cool when you get the overshot of all the cars that blow up. It makes the symbol of the skull, and the score, which very quick, I forgot to mention I like the score by. I enjoy the score to this film by Carlos. Where is the guy? Carlo Salato. Mispronounced the name. Sorry. He did a really good job with the score, especially with the ends. Yeah, I really enjoy the score to The Punisher for this film. And I forgot to mention in my review of this, I also enjoy the score to this film as well by by Dennis Dreith. I forgot to mention, I really enjoy the score to this film as well. So if you remember a review of this, I forgot to mention the score for this. I really enjoy the score for this film too. So yeah, so these two films did had good both scores, each in their own different versions. And of course, there was a thing when with Daredevil and it was also the Crow too, who left a flaming mark as well. Because Daredevil, with Joe Pantoliano threw his cigarette, made the the double D's, not that double D's. The two D's stand for Daredevil. Let his flaming mark, and then also the Crow too as well. And he had this too. But then he was about to shoot himself. But remember the memories he had of his family, so because Breaker Man Samuel said, make new memories. So he tells good memories can't save your life. So he leaves, but not before he leaves some money for all three of them. And then it ends with him on that bridge of saying, "For those who do evil to others, the killers, rapists, psychos, sadists will get to know me well. Frank Castle is dead. Call me the Punisher." I was like, yes, he's the Punisher. Yes. And also, the thing is, I also was with Thomas Jane, because they wanted Thomas Jane and director Jonathan Hensleigh. They wanted to do a sequel to this, which I would have loved to have seen, but sadly, though, that never came to be because of I think it was creative differences. I think. Yeah, they wanted to do a Punisher. They wanted a Punisher to do Punisher 2. Director Jonathan Hensleigh said he was interested in working with Thomas Jane again, and Thomas Jane said he had the villain for the sequel to be Jigsaw, which you get in Punisher Warzone, but Jigsaw. And the film kind of it was up in the air still, and this guy John Dahl was talking direct, but he pulled out. And then Thomas Jane said later than 2007, yeah, Thomas Jane said that he pulled out of the project due to creative differences in the budget of the film being cut. So they want to make a much more bigger budgeted Punisher film, but they left due to creative differences and said the budget would be cut. And that Walter Hill turned down the director as director too. So at the end of the day, that sequel got scrapped, and then ultimately we got the 2008 rebooted one called Punisher Warzone, which I did not like because I did not like Ray Stevenson. Sure, Ray Stevenson, he kind of looked like Frank Castle, and you do get some more brutality, more blood and gore, brutality in that film. How Punisher films is supposed to be, though. But yeah, it was goofy and silly though. And Jigsaw, which they were supposed to do in this sequel here though, but in this film, no, it was a goofy, silly villain. I did not, especially like I said, the one of those acrobatic criminals shoots one in midair and blows up in a puff of smoke. So I did not like. Well, that'll be a review for some other time. But I'll stick with the two good ones for now. And with Walter Hill, speaking of Walter Hill, you got that piece of shit bullet to the head with Stallone. That Thomas Jane, he was going to star in it, but no, I think that was the producer's fault, Joel Silver. They gave it to Son Kane, who I did not like. I'm like, screw that. You want Thomas Jane to get this guy in? But on a little positive side, though, Thomas Jane, he did come back to play Frank Castle in that short in that short, that 10-minute short film, Dirty Laundry, which I like the short. I like that short film, Dirty Laundry. He's gonna want to do it for the fans. I'm like, yes. And just really quick on Dirty Laundry, Thomas Jane did a good job, and you have a little cameo appearance by Ron Perlman. He's a convenience store guy in a wheelchair. He's just watching. They're both watching as the criminals out there with this young boy. And say, hey, it was cool to see Ron Perlman in that. Talking with Thomas Jane, and Thomas Jane, badass, with a bottle of Jack Daniels, beats those criminals up, shoots one in the head, and especially with that gang leader, breaks one arm and breaks both his legs. And like I said, with how that other son, he's begging for help after he helped kill his family. He's begging, please help me. And the same thing with that gang leader in Dirty Laundry. After he breaks an arm, breaks both the guy's legs. And then Thomas Jane is like, the difference between justice and punishment. And he starts pouring the Jack Daniels on the guy, and the guy's like yelling, "Help! Help!" I'm like, you do all those sadistic things, yeah, you're the one who's begging for help. Like I said, that shit don't fly. Until that one prostitution goes and sets him on fire. So, yeah, but I like the short film Dirty Laundry. It was a fun, and Thomas Jane did a good job once again. It's like, hey, for the fans. That was good. But the film, I enjoy this film, and like I said, Thomas Jane, great as a Punisher. Like I said, these two are good Punishers on their own terms. They're both really good Punishers, and you get some good villains too. Like I said, like in this film, John Travolta, I think was good as Howard Saint, and like this film, you got Jerome Crabb and then Kim Murray as Tanaka and Jerome Crabb as Franco. They were good villains too, especially the Yakuza you love to hate. Both has good scores. Doing what they're doing, the Punisher, punishing the guilty. And let's say with this film, Rebecca Romijn Stamos, I thought she did fine, along with Ben Foster and also the other guy as well. Forgot the guy's name though. When the action scene are there, yeah, I liked, yeah. This needed a little bit more action. I'll give it that. But when the action is there, especially I love the fight between him and Kevin Nash. That was really a fun fight. The finale was the action finale was good too. And I will say that I established more of the origin how he became the Punisher more than this though. But he was already the Punisher when the film opened up anyway. But how it was established, the origin, it was established a bit more here. And Roy Scheider, was cool to see Roy Scheider in this. May he rest in peace, is playing as Thomas Jane's father. Roy Scheider, rest in peace, but I missed the guy, but it was cool to see him in this. Will Patton I liked, as Quentin Glass, and when he was waiting for, because he was supposed to show the photos of him, so he ordered to pay some money, and the guy sent on the way into the store, and this one guy said, "Oh, can I help you?" And the guy Will Patton goes, "Go fuck yourself." But yeah. But I'm saying, if this film, considering how Marvel has been popular, the past 10 years, like I said, the film made some money though, but not big. It made $54 million worldwide. But if this film came out today, like I said, if Thomas Jane's Punisher film came out today, I guarantee it would probably make a lot more money. But, and speaking of, I forgot to mention, I hardly ever watched the Netflix one with John Berthal. I just had no interest in it because I saw some of it, and most episodes were just talking. More talking and less action. I mean, there's brutality in the show, though I saw some of the brutality of... Especially there was one with John Berthal was in a gym. The brutality, yeah, is good, though, but I'm saying, for most of the whole entire series, it's just talking, instead of just, more action. I'm sorry, I'd rather watch Dolph Lundgren's Punisher more than the Netflix one. I know. probably get sued over that though. But I prefer watch this than the next Netflix show, and rather watch this than the Netflix show either too. So, but in Punisher Warzone, like I said, it was just silly, goofy, and I did not like Ray Stevenson's Punisher. I'd rather stick to watching these two here. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed both my reviews of this film and then of this film. These two are Punishers, Thomas Jane and Dolph Lundgren. They both played each their own Punisher really well. So hope you enjoyed my review of 2004's Punisher. Really love it. Yeah, I say had just a little bit more action and a couple of nitpicks I mentioned though, but I really love 2004's Thomas Jane's Punisher movie. And I said I still love Dolph Lundgren's Punisher still. Even when he didn't have the skull, I still love the Punisher from 1989. But I know my brother, he rather prefers this than this, but I already mentioned that twice already, so. But thanks for watching. Well, I said I want to get these out of the way because, I had split by the day I had today at work, I just need to watch some good movies to cheer me up. And these did. So, yeah, watching some good action films like these, it made me feel much better about myself. But I hope you enjoyed my reviews of both of the Punisher films. Like I said, Punisher Warzone, that'll be sometime later. I don't want to get to that piece of crap right now. Just stick with the good ones. But thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next movie review. Later.